Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me for this series preview. A very serious series preview because we're getting back into hockey. It's time to get serious again. And man, is this going to be a good series. It's going to be unbelievable. Let's break down the series in a couple of categories, 15 actually. I'll go through all 15 categories, give my thoughts on each category, who I'm picking for the winner of each category. We'll come up with a little score at the end, and then I'll tell you who I'm predicting to win the series and who I want to win the series. They're not always the same thing, and this is a really good example in this series. So before I get into this, I would love it if you could hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be coming out with all kinds of the other series previews, obviously for the entire NHL. I've already done Montreal, Pittsburgh. Did that, I think, 5 days ago. Took a little break. Now I'm going to do all of the rest of them in pretty quick succession. So you'll see this one, and then you'll see another one real soon. And also, I plan to live stream some reactions during some of these games, specifically this Saturday. I think maybe all day. So if you want to, come and hang out in the live stream, we can watch the game together, chat, share our thoughts. That'd be awesome. So please hit the subscribe button down below. Let's get into this. So the 15 categories I have, I'll read them out and then we'll go through them. Season, power play, penalty kill, offense, defense, up the middle, wingers, defensemen, goaltending, pressure, experience, leadership, coaching, chemistry, and history. So as we go through these, I'll explain those a little bit more. If you've already watched the Pittsburgh-Montreal series preview, you'll know exactly what I mean by all of these. So the first one season, this is just based on the season that just passed. How well did they do? Where did they land in the standings? This one's actually pretty much a split. Their numbers are not identical across the board, but they were very, very close in a lot of categories. So I gave this one a split. I'm not really picking a winner here. This one gets a split. Power play, that goes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Penalty kill, that goes to Columbus. Offense, so which team has the best offense? I don't even know if it's arguable. The Toronto Maple Leafs definitely have the best offense. Defense, I gave to Columbus. Columbus plays a very structured and responsible game, so I gave the defense to Columbus. Up the middle, I'm going to give that one to Toronto Maple Leafs. Wingers, I also gave that to the Toronto Maple Leafs, although the Columbus Blue Jackets as a team overall has some very, very underrated wingers. So this one was maybe a little bit more tough than some of these other categories. Defensemen, I gave that to Columbus. I think the Toronto Maple Leafs do have some pretty skilled defensemen, but overall, I think the defensemen on the Blue Jackets are a little bit more defensively responsible, and in a playoff series, that's probably the statistic that you're most interested in. Goaltending. This one's tough because, I guess you could say that for every series. You could say that a series really lies on goaltending regarding this insert team. It doesn't really matter, but I kind of gave this one a split because I think on both sides there's opportunity for a goaltender to get hot and really run with it. We've seen what Frederik Andersen can do and how he can keep the Toronto Maple Leafs in games. I think he's a very underrated goalie. But on the other side, there's kind of, there's some question marks, but there's some opportunity for, the door to kind of swing open for a goaltender to really grab the ropes and go with it. So for goaltending, I kind of gave this one a split. I don't know if there's a clear winner here. Pressure, I'm going to give this one to Columbus because I think the majority, and by majority, I think 99% of the pressure is on the Toronto Maple Leafs' shoulders. They need to win this series. Again, you could probably say that for any series. Of course, they need to win the series. They want to go move on. But from a Toronto fan's perspective, I think the Maple Leafs fans they need to see their team move on to the technically first round. But this has to happen. So Columbus gets that. I don't really see a lot of pressure on Columbus's shoulders. Experience, I'm going to give this one to the Toronto Maple Leafs, even though Columbus did win a series last year and they've technically made it farther than the Toronto Maple Leafs in the last 10 years in the playoffs. I think overall the Toronto Maple Leafs has more playoff and competitive experience than the Columbus Blue Jackets. So I gave that one to the Maple Leafs. Leadership, I think both teams definitely have standout leaders. John Tavares. On the other side, there's Foligno. You can really go through the whole list of some of these veteran guys, but I kind of gave this one a split. I think both sides definitely have some quality leaders on both teams. Coaching, I give this one to Columbus. John Tortorella. Come on. I think he's one of the most underrated coaches and unorthodox coaches in the league. Chemistry, I gave this one to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think overall the team hasn't really changed a lot as far as the main names on the team. So there's a lot of chemistry for the Maple Leafs. And history, I gave this one to the Toronto Maple Leafs. So history head-to-head, Columbus versus Toronto in the past 20 years. Toronto, more often than not, comes out on top versus Columbus. That one could be argued that it really doesn't mean anything, and I would probably be on that argument, but I just wanted to kind of toss it in there. So if we add those up, we've got Toronto at 7, Columbus at 5, and a split of 3. So it makes it tough. It makes it tough to make an accurate prediction just based on that silly formula, because really it doesn't mean anything. This isn't a typical year. You could argue that everything that I just talked about really doesn't mean anything, and I will continue to say that in every one of these series previews. However, I think there are some things that do matter in there. I think Toronto is a little bit more hungry. They need to prove to the rest of the league that they are serious. They are a contender in a normal year, which is hopefully coming up. Maybe not next year, because we're probably going to start a little late, but maybe the year after. Like, this is a serious team. They want to contend, and they want to prove that they are a contender. So, man, it's a tough one to predict. It really is. I'm struggling with this one. I think Toronto needs to win. I don't know if they will win. If I remove the emotion out of it, I want to predict Columbus to win, because I don't think they have a lot of pressure on their shoulders. I think they proved a lot last year. I think they can repeat that easily this year, regardless of who they play. I think they just have that structured team that could really shut down whatever team that they play. So I see a lot of potential in Columbus, but I think there's just too much riding on the shoulders of the Toronto Maple Leafs. They cannot fail, and that makes me emotionally want to predict them to win. So while I usually don't predict with emotion, this time I'm actually going to. I'm going to predict that the Toronto Maple Leafs will win, but I think that regardless of who wins this series, it's going to be the full 5 games. I think we're going all the way. And so my official prediction is the Toronto Maple Leafs in 5. Personal want is Columbus. I'm going to be cheering for the Columbus Blue Jackets in this series. I'm a Canadiens fan, so it's tough to wear this jersey and talk about the Leafs, but you have to give credit where credit is due, and there's a lot of credit to be given within the Toronto Maple Leafs organization, whether it's at the top, in the middle, or the bottom where the players are. There's a lot of positives in Toronto, and I do wish them luck, even though I don't necessarily want them to win a cup. I think their fans deserve to see them go far. So even if they do beat Columbus and go on and go deep into the playoffs, I won't be that upset. But I'm definitely cheering for the Columbus Blue Jackets. I like to see a team that doesn't have a lot of playoff success, like the Blue Jackets, kind of go far. And I thought that might happen last year, and it didn't. So maybe it can happen this year. So just from a hockey fan's perspective, it's going to be a really interesting series to watch. I don't really have a serious dog in the fight here. So it's going to be a really, really good series to watch. So anyways, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Who do you want to win this series, and who are you predicting to win this series? I would love it if you could join me this weekend. I'm really trying to work the live stream in. I can't promise it, but Jason and I are really working hard to pull it off. We want to do it for probably 12 plus hours, like every game on Saturday. So it's a big challenge, because we have to think about, okay, well, when are we going to take a break to eat, and how are we going to logistically have both of us in the room and on different cameras and on different computers. It is complicated, so we're working on it, and I would love it if you could join us if it does happen. It's going to be this Saturday, and you can be notified of that if you hit the subscribe button down below and click the little bell icon and select all notifications. That way you can be notified as soon as I upload a video, as soon as I live stream, anything. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you watching. Hope you have an awesome day. Hope you're excited for some hockey, and I'll catch you in the next one. Adios.